Welcome back to the St. Clair College Sportsplex in beautiful Windsor, Ontario. The 2020 OCAA Women's Basketball Championships here on We Digital Productions. Hello again, everybody. Welcome back to St. Clair College Sportsplex. Dominic Papa with you here this evening. Our fourth and final game of the day. It's been an outstanding day of championship basketball here at the Sportsplex, and it's going to be pretty good this time around again. Got a couple of different teams to look at here tonight. Of course, the Saints just prevailed and are looking to play the winner of this game, so they'll be watching it closely. Let's take a look at the two teams that are going to be working at it here tonight. The Sheridan Bruins come in as the underdog of this game, no doubt about it. The Bruins did defeat U of T Mississauga in the playoffs 70-62 to get here to the OCAA Championship. Some people thought that may have been a little bit of an upset. Not if you ask the Sheridan Bruins. They thought they deserved the game and obviously found a way to win it. They will be in tough this time, no question about it, though. But if you talk to Camilla Orlano Larache, she's very confident in her team.
Yes, we are. I'm 100% confident in my team. I've been with team for so long, and I've loved seeing my teammates grow and stuff like that, so I'm 100% confident that we got this, yeah.
Coach Sean Douglas of the Sheridan Bruins also knows this rivalry very well. He played in it as a player, and now he's coaching in it, and he's teaching his team how it works. And that, he thinks he could help find a way to find a victory here tonight as he talks about the rivalry.
Well, you know, from my days as a player and being a part of that Sheridan Humber rivalry for the last, I don't know, maybe 17 years from my playing days to my coaching days now, it's nothing I haven't felt before, so I want to get my players to that level of comfortability where it's like, okay, we can compete against the top programs in this province. So I think we've proven that. The first time we played them this season, it went to overtime and we lost by 2. And the last time we won at the buzzer. So I think our girls know that, you know, they are capable of competing at the highest level. They just got to actually come out and produce and show it.
Yes, indeed. The Bruins have been a tough team to play against this season. If they bring their A game, they're going to give themselves a chance here tonight. But everyone is looking at the Humber Hawks as maybe the team to beat here at this tournament. They come into it at 17-1. What an outstanding regular season. Look at some of those numbers. Some of those numbers, the best in the league. This team can bring it all, no question about it. Amber Bechard, of course, talked about not medaling last year, and she talks about the importance of getting back into the medal column.
I think it's a learning experience for us. Last year is definitely in the past. It's important for us to get back here this year and just kind of do what we are kind of used to doing, and we're hoping for a successful weekend, and that's all we can ask for.
That's all I want. Of course, that was Tecumseh native Amber Bechard of the Humber Hawks talking to us there. She knows Coach Andy Kiss very well as well, so nice to see Amber back home playing. We'd love to see her in a St. Clair uniform, but you know what? Just the same, we're happy she's playing even with the Humber Hawks. Of course, they have a very accomplished coach at the Humber sideline. He's won a national championship. He knows how to win this guy, R.J. Sharma, one of the premier coaches in OCAA basketball. He's relying on his experience to carry his team.
I think it's huge. I think you have to factor that into when you're game planning against opponents and what is their experience level, and certainly our experience level. And I think we have an advantage with some of our players being having played in national championships, having played in provincial championships, but we recognize who else is experienced, and we're fully prepared for a tough weekend of basketball and with high expectations.
Coach R.J. Sharma. When we come back after the break, it's the opening tip. It's the Sheridan Bruins and the Humber Hawks set to do battle. You're watching the 2020 OCAA Women's Basketball Championships on We Digital Productions.
Hey, Herman Moore here, Detroit Lions legend and 4-time Pro Bowl player. Hey, get your tickets and join me for the 15th Annual Westby Awards on Tuesday, March 10th at the Caboto Club.
The 15th Annual Westby Awards are brought to you in part by Unifor Local 444, Lucier Glove and Safety, Hotham Building Materials, AM 800 CKLW, and We Digital Productions.
Welcome back to the St. Clair College Sportsplex for the final game of this first day here in the 2020 Women's Basketball Championship in the OCAA. The Sheridan Bruins and the Humber Hawks are set to do battle. I'm Aaron Sanders, SJP Justin Prince, and I think I've used this so many times, JP. This is going to be a heavyweight battle. Everybody knows about the rivalry, and everybody knows how close these two teams have been in the regular season. What more can you ask for, and what more can you expect from the Bruins and Hawks tonight?
Well, tonight the pressure is absolutely on because first off, Humber coming into the tournament red hot with a strong starting lineup. Sheridan coming in as the underdogs with a 500 record. It's going to be a thrower. Starting lineups for the Bruins: Lauren Jarekis, Sydney Charvis, Ashley McDonald, Devin McKenzie, and Teresa Brown. For the Humber Hawks, Felicia Velasquez, Janae Giles, Ivana Tumasi, Amber Bayshard, a homecoming for her, and Maya Campbell-Johnson, who the last time was on this court was able to take care of business, but that was against the St. Clair Saints. Now, this game has a lot more importance. The winner of that will play the St. Clair Saints tomorrow afternoon at 6 p.m. for a chance to get on the podium. So those are the starters right there. And for Sheridan and Humber, they were able to get a couple awards in last night's award banquet. For Sheridan, Teresa Brown with the second All-Star, and then, of course, Lauren Jarakis getting the West Division All-Rookie honors for the All-Rookie team. And then for the Humber Hawks, Maya Campbell-Johnson, first-team All-Star, no doubt about it. Janae Giles, second All-Star, and Kia Watt, a part of the Western Division All-Rookie team. So a lot of All-Stars in the book, and they know how important this rivalry is, but take the records they have in the regular season out the window. Yeah, you can absolutely do that at this point. And mind you, there are two different complete stories when it came to their in-season matchups. Opening matchup between these teams, Sheridan dominated and won by 30. The next time they met, completely different story. It was a 1-point differential, and they split the season series, Humber winning that second matchup. So it's going to be one of those games, I think, Aaron, tonight, where it's going to come down to who can control the tempo, who can get their offense together, and who can, in turn, be able to stop the ball, especially since Humber has one of the top offenses, Sheridan one of the better rebounding teams.
That's right. When it comes to it, Sheridan Bruins 50.4 rebounds per game. Compared that to Humber, they're just right under them, 49.4, second of the OCAA.
It's going to be a battle of the class just by seeing that alone. It's going to be also about the position, though, potentially tonight. Question's going to be, though, Aaron, who controls the momentum for the opening tip?
And who's going to fill in that final spot in the Final Four tomorrow afternoon? The officiating crew, Faye Zhang, Barry Cullen, and Susie Pizza-Caroli, as Maya Campbell-Johnson squares off against Teresa Brown to kick off the final game of day one here in the Women's Provincial Championships. The game starts with a shot by Tomasi. That shot doesn't fall for her. And here's Devin McKenzie with the ball. McKenzie sends it right down to McDonald. And Jarakis fires along two, and it's off, and Campbell-Johnson picks up her first rebound. Velasquez thought about the three, but found Bayshard. Outside to Mossy, gets the step, mid-range jumper, yes.
And as we've seen all tournament long so far, Aaron, if you're able to go inside out and stretch the defense, you can take advantage of the mispositionings.
And how many times we've heard Royal and Reed talk about the inside-out game as the bucket goes, and we're tied at 2. Bullet pass is picked off. Here's Devin McKenzie. McKenzie over the Brown, spots up, and it goes off the right side. Tumasi will let the ball go out of bounds, and it will stay with Sheridan.
Now already both teams showing their hand, wanting to go a bit more high-tempo offense, it seems. Teams usually do that when they want to try and drain their opponent.
Quick three is no good for Sydney Charvis. Now the floor is Giles. 2 passes later is into Tomasi. She fights through the double team. Velasquez inside, out, Bayshard, corner three. It's no good, but Campbell-Johnson's there to pick it up and in.
And that is what makes Campbell-Johnson so difficult. 10th in rebound in the OCAA. When you can't get a proper box out, She just takes advantage of you with that size down low every time.
If you don't look to steal the ball from her right away, she could torch you with the fadeaways and the finish, and it's an offensive foul.
Good positioning that time to draw the offensive foul from Velasquez. You can see just right it on that spin move. Knew that was coming, just planted her feet, draws the charge.
So we're almost 2 minutes into this game, and as you would expect from this rivalry, pretty tight. Giles from outside, yes.
Great pull-up shot, got some space outside, and even when, by the time the defense started collapsing in, she was already in the midst of her stride.
Cutting right down is McKenzie. One-on-one with Tomasi, loose ball on the floor, and it's a tie-up. It'll stay with the Sheridan Bruins.
Take a look first, Ashley.
You can tell, again, Humber's trying to force turnovers right now, knowing that the possession arrow, as well as who controls set possessions overall, going to be potentially important.
One of the advantages playing in the OCAA. That three goes in and out for Jarakis. Giles outside, Velasquez finds Bayshard inside for the two.
And just a miscommunication, it seemed, as the defense tried to rush their way back up. Left him Bayshard wide open for the drive.
Here's McDonald inside, and it goes off the board and the rim. And Janae Giles draws the foul. Cindy Charvis and Laura Jarakis was in the fray.
It looked like Charvis, from our point of view, tried to swing in there. You can see it here on this replay. See right there with the right hand, just swung it right towards the chest area. Trying to poke at the ball, instead made contact.
She was in the vicinity, but unfortunately her arms were just wide enough to be called for the reach and foul. 9-2 is the score for the Humber Hawks, with 7:12 remaining here in the first. Giles cuts it inside, Jarakis. Cross-court pass, and Tomasi couldn't control it, so the double blue will have another opportunity.
Just a dangerous pass that time, trying to go through 2-3 defenders. When you have those types of passes, you risk those types of turnovers, Aaron.
And you cannot accumulate those turnovers right away, because they could make or break you, especially in the tournament. Brown, the floater. Nope. Brown, second chance. Nope. But Tomasi's there to pick up the rebound. Ahead of the pack is Giles. She'll fire a three. Put her there.
I'm surprised there hasn't been an Art Shirts timeout at this point. Sheridan's offense just looks like they're rushing every shot attempt.
Well, with the intensity going on, you have to wonder if a timeout could cool things down for one team or both. Remember, this is a big rivalry as Jarakis couldn't control the dribble. Sends it over to McDonald. 5 on the shot clock. Drives inside over Campbell Johnson. No good. Ball gets tapped out of bounds. It'll be Humber ball. It is a barber's chair timeout coming up for Sean Douglas and the Sheridan Bruins.
And that was coming at this point because they just seem to not have any sort of flow. Whenever they've gotten open shots, they've just gone too quick with their release, and it seems like they're just rushing their shots. A lot of times, they were just trying to quickly go through offensive sets instead of thinking things calmly.
Pay attention to the West Division. Humber Hawks, the cream of the crop with 17-1. Remember, they won the tiebreaker against the Fanshawe Falcons to get that first seeding. The Sheridan Bruins at 500 ended up in 5th place at the end of the regular season, but they were able to make it this far. But you have to understand, for one of these teams, their season could come to an end today.
Yeah, and that makes this rivalry matchup even more so important and even more so tougher, because these teams played each other tough in that matchup we talked about, where it did go to overtime, in fact, for the buzzer beater at one point to pull one of the W's in that matchup. So at this point, you got to remember, Humber is just a year removed, mind you, from winning 4 straight OCAA championships. Sheridan, they're still looking for the first medal since 2011.
Yeah, and keep in mind, Humber not making the podium last year was a surprise. There were a little bit of mistakes in that tournament over in St. Lawrence a year ago. And we saw Fanshawe and St. Clair battle it out. Now they want to redeem themselves from a year ago. Giles for 3 off the top. fight for the ball from Maya Campbell-Johnson. She was the last one to touch it, so therefore it'll be Sheridan ball with under 6 minutes to go in the first.
Great shot selection from Giles. Again, the defense just leaving her wide open when they go for the rotations. Seems like that at this point, Sheridan has been leaving a decent amount of threes open at that part of the floor.
That's right. Jarvis with the ball, trying to beat Bayshard off the dribble. Ball gets tapped away thanks to Janae Giles. And it's Bayshard on the move. And she misses it. Giles puts it back in. And keep in mind, Giles was the one that started the fast break, and she was able to finish on the second chance opportunity. Good spin move from McKenzie and the bucket.
Beautiful spin to get that position, even with the double team. Just able to get enough space to get the shot off.
Another three, and it's off the mark.
Remember, Giles 7th in the league in three-point percentage entering the tournament, 35.5%, Aaron.
Brown guarded by Giles. Jarvis trying to make the move on Bayshard. Crossover dribble, fires it, yes. And that's poetry in motion.
A beautiful release for a one-time West Division All-Star.
Back to Humber. This time, Ivana Tumasi gets the triple to go, and it's now 17-6 Humber.
I'd expect some type of defensive adjustment at this point. Again, that part of the floor from beyond the arc continues to be left open.
So the ball goes out of bounds.
Yeah, the Bruins trying to keep it inbounds down that baseline, but unfortunately, just standing on that line, and that will trigger some substitutions, Aaron.
So on the floor for the Humber Hawks, we see Velasquez, Brittany English, Bayshard, Maya Campbell-Johnson, and Kia Watt. As Bayshard tries to go right in, but kicks it right back outside. Velasquez for the three, it goes off the top. Bayshard with the rebound, into Campbell-Johnson, and she draws the foul.
You can see that first shot selection coming from a mile away because there are two different players open. The second chance, though, once again, take a look at this after the shot. Where's the box out? Just no box out down low, despite two Bruins outmatching the one Hawk. And in turn, leaves Campbell-Johnson open for the cut.
That's right. Yeah, Maya Campbell-Johnson was right there near the block, waiting for that. Because remember what I said the last game, if you shoot outside, you have to expect a hard miss and a hard rebound. So you have to know your distance. Campbell-Johnson splits a pair of three throws. Tumasi tried to put it back in, but instead she'll go back to the free throw line. And again, it's the rebounding problems for the Sheridan Bruins.
Yeah, the rebounding's continuing to pop up. It's one at the line. But again, going to be interesting to see how this goes. One of the top statistics for Humber as a team, there were 6 at the free throw line in the regular coming into the tournament.
68.5%. Kia Watt is 70% from the line. First-year shooting guard from Jane and Finch, Ontario, played 15 games, started 3, as she misses the second free throw.
Rough sequence from the strike, to say the very least.
Not a good start from there, as Brown sends it over to Jarvis, but could not get the hands on the ball, so it's a turnover.
I like the pass selection. It's just a matter that it was too strong on the pass, and at the same time, they were just starting to lose their footing. It looked like Jarvis was trying to make that cut.
That's the 4th turnover for the Sheridan Bruins this game. As Velasquez has it to the far side, looking for the pick from English. She gets it off of Watt this time. She tries to find Watt. She tight ropes the sideline and finds Campbell-Johnson. She loses control of the ball.
And it looks like at this point it's a 3-2 zone sort of defense at this point, trying to force those types of mistakes down low for a player like Campbell-Johnson. That time, the Hawks trying to pass it too many times. Campbell-Johnson couldn't handle it in the pressure.
This is McKenzie, who gives it right up. Markia Ennis, no good. But they get a second chance opportunity. Here's Jarvis spinning around the Brown. Brown from downtown. She misses it. Ennis tried to get it, but there was no stopping Campbell-Johnson, as Velasquez brings it up court for Watt. Velasquez, 3-ball. Yes!
We've seen her about a month or so ago here in the same gym. One of the strong points was that three-point shooting.
Yeah, look out, bodies hit the floor, and Brown has it as Jarvis misses it from downtown. Velasquez brings it up court. 2:39 to go, 20-6 the score.
Just an abysmal shooting performance of the Bruins.
And the Bruins take it away. Fast break opportunity coming up. Jarvis finding Ennis. It's a timeout called by A.J. Sharma and the Humber Hawks. We have a barber's chair timeout on the floor. And this is something you have to do. Call a timeout so you don't see a scoring run happen.
Yeah, he's anticipating some momentum, especially with some of the turnovers. And you can see their players for the Hawks, they're getting open shots, especially from the on the arc. And that's one of the main risks when you play zone, Aaron, is if you play zone, there's the chance the three-point shooting can be left open, and that's happened multiple times so far from Humber. That's the reason why they're 4 for 7 for deep.
You have to keep in mind, too, it's just the ball movement that breaks the zone, too.
Exactly, and that's been one of the main positives. But again, your coach Sharma, you're seeing some of these turnovers and some of these possessions, and you're saying we need to be able to maintain control. If you allow any sort of chances for the Bruins to come back and wake up their offense, they're going to pounce. At this point, with what we've seen with this team, and already 2 forced steals in the past few minutes.
And in the last 2 minutes, Humber accumulated 2 turnovers.
Yeah.
So that has to be something that's in A.J. Sharma's mind as we approach the end of the first.
Exactly what is on his mind at this point. Exactly what you want to discuss with your team and make sure you get the right play calls in.
It is Humber with the 20-8 lead. The double team almost worked out for Sheridan as Humber gives the ball to Tomasi. Finding Campbell Johnson off the mark.
Way too much traffic on that shot for the Hawks.
Quick correction, Tasia Wareham is on the floor for the Humber Hawks. Meanwhile, Ennis drives inside and gets the contact.
One of the things that's been popping up has been foul trouble, specifically for Sheridan, and you can see this time, just the first personal, is he just able to draw it on that attempt just before the shot went off.
And Keo Watt checks back in for the Hawks. As the shot clock is at 15. And Ashley McDonald will inbound it. Finds Ennis. And they work around the perimeter. Ennis gets the ball back. And she finds Leanna Rose Villegas. And McKenzie puts it in as the shot clock expires.
Good shot from the post, good composure to get it just off in time to beat that buzzer.
Tomasi sends it around. Travel called on Brittany English.
Yeah, just stuttered with the left foot, dragged it along the court. And as we see many times, these officials in this tournament are strict when it comes to any sort of stutter like that for the travel.
That's right, and Jalen Bui comes in for the Humber Hawks. She's a former player of the Algonquin Thunder, so I'm sure she was a little bit pleased to see the Thunder move on to the next round, but I'm sure those feelings will subside come tomorrow. Foul on the floor.
A lot of contact that time on the drive from McKenzie.
Janae Giles with the foul. Number 1 for her, number 2 for the team. And here's Shirakis, tries to flip one off the backboard, and it's no good. Tomasi with the Euro, but can't finish, but gets her own rebound and puts it in.
Great effort to chase down her own miss, even on the air ball. And once again, Humber.
And Devin McKenzie goes to the line. She'll shoot 2 free throws. And we're seeing both of these clubs going coast to coast.
Just the first time, pardon me, there Aaron, we've seen a shooting foul. Humber's defense has just been that good, not allowing any types of shots even to that caliber.
McKenzie misses the second free throw. And coming down with that rebound was Jalen Bui. There's Giles trying to work the room near the baseline, but the Hawks throw the ball away. That will be turnover number 6 for the Hawks. 10 in total between these two squads.
Humber's one of the main vices so far. That was an open opportunity. The problem is there were so many defenders around. I think it just forced her to throw it as hard as she could, way off that mark, not able to see her player.
Ennis misses the leaner as Giles brings it up court. There's Giles finding an option for Tasia Wareham. Foul on the play that will send Humber to the line and will put Sheridan over the limit.
Surprised that they're going to go to Brittany English, who was wide open there, but she didn't see it in her peripheral. Instead, trying to go for the triple team, but lucky to still have the second chance shot from Tomasi to draw herself to the line. A 75% free throw shooter in the campaign.
And Tomasi gets the tap dancer to go. Remember, she played and started 15 games. Scored more than 15 points in 4 games, got a season high of 18 points against this very Sheridan team on their home court on October 29th.
And that was one of the games we were talking about a little bit before. That was an interesting matchup.
Shot clock 13, game clock 18. And here's Shirakas from downtown, and she gets it to go. They count that as a long 2, and it's now 24-13. And it's taken away. Here's Ennis on the move. On front of her was English. That leaner doesn't go. Final seconds. And Wareham can't get it all the way there, and that's it for the first quarter. Humber 24, Sheridan 13. Second quarter coming up.
Are you passionate about a particular sport? Would you like to combine it with your education? Are you thinking about a career in one of the many rewarding construction-related trades? Do you love subjects like science, technology, engineering, or math? Take a look at the academies of the Windsor Essex Catholic District School Board. You'll be glad you did. And years from now, you'll look back on your high school days as the best times of your life. The academies of the Windsor Essex Catholic District School Board. We're with you all the way.
Hi, I'm DJ Smith, head coach of the Ottawa Senators. For the best in local sports coverage, We Digital.
Aaron Sanders alongside JP Justin Prince in the Mont On Time Express broadcast booth. Welcome back to the thrilling conclusion of day 1 of the 2020 OCAA Women's Basketball Championship. And from what we've seen so far, JP, in the first 10 minutes, it's been Humber all the way, but the one thing that stands out to me are the turnovers. 11 in total between these two squads. Humber with 7, however.
Yeah, that's despite having the lead, but that's one of the risks we've seen throughout the tournament is if you try and move the ball a lot, of course, there's more opportunities for it to be stripped away in the middle of the year. And that's what's been kind of the situation. Despite the high risk, there's been a high reward. Humber, all but 2 of their made field goals in that first quarter came off of assists.
That's right, and keep in mind too, they shot 53% from the field compared to Sheridan's 27.3. And as far as the free throw line is concerned, Sheridan with 50%, but Humber not shooting well. 2 of 6 from the line.
And not sure if that's first day nerves or just a rough night for the strike to start, not having your best free throw shooters, but you need to be better as a group because those might add up depending on how the game flows in this type of matchup.
We've seen a lot of opening night jitters from the other 6 teams here today, but within these 2 squads, you have to expect they have to rub off immediately. That ball's taken away. Charakas puts it up and in.
Good transition bucket, able to strip it away with that right-hand swat.
Giles slows things down. Over to Tomasi. Tomasi with the in-and-out dribble. Here's Velasquez for three. It hits off the mark. And we saw Maya Campbell-Johnson try to go for that rebound, but good coverage from Sheridan to close her out.
Yeah, and it's from what we've seen so far, that's been one of the main focuses, it seems, for the Sheridan Bruins. Don't allow Campbell-Johnson to get any space, to get any activity going.
And that bucket goes as Campbell-Johnson gets her 4th point of the night. She has 4 boards already. It's now 26-15. Jarvis sends it. McDonald. Here's Jarakis, spots up and misses it. And Campbell-Johnson picks up rebound number 5. Tomasi, collision. And both players are down.
That was in a situation where it was a 50-50 ball, trying to battle for that one. You can see both were laser focused on the ball. Neither realized that they were about to collide, I think, right until they actually touched.
Yeah, that collision was between Tomasi and Devin McKenzie. So 10 versus 10 on that one, but you have to appreciate the hustle from both of these clubs.
Exactly, and this is the type of situation where you want to see those type of hustle plays here.
And when you're Sean Douglas, you have to be pleased with that too, despite the 11-point deficit. Good feed inside to Campbell-Johnson.
Just got good positioning down low and an even better pass to get right by the defenders.
So it's a 13-point Humber lead as McKenzie gets the drive on Tomasi, the spin move, and Velasquez takes it away. Here's Velasquez and travel.
Bit of a hesitation. She had 2 different options though. Either go to Campbell-Johnson or give it to Bayshard, who was open down low a little bit with some space on the cut inside. That hesitation to decide if she went to the player ahead or to the trailer, just forced the pivot.
Marquia Innis checks in for the Bruins. She'll give Devin McKenzie a rest. And the basket's no good for Ashley McDonald. Here's Velasquez, cross courts over the Giles. Campbell-Johnson met by the double team. Campbell-Johnson goes to work, fades away, and it's no good. The double blue gets possession again.
And you can see that opportunity coming, though, for Campbell-Johnson because she had a mismatch and the defenders matched up along with her for that size disadvantage. Kept on switching back and forth. But just couldn't take advantage that time.
3 from Jarakis, flat as day old soda as the ball goes the other way with exactly 8 minutes.
It's just been a rough first half, to say the very least, though, for Sheridan at this point. If they want any chance of a comeback, they need to wake up on offense. They can't have a majority of their top scorers shooting below 50%.
As a team, they're shooting 27% at the moment. Bayshard connects with the triple. And it's Jarvis who cross-courts it over to Innis. A 3-ball. No. And Velasquez hustling up the court is Tomasi, guarded by Innis. Tomasi in from the left. Stops in her tracks. And Velasquez going for the leaner and banks it in.
And this is just not looking good for Sheridan. Just ice cold, just 2 points scored in the past 3 minutes.
Keep in mind, Humber missed the podium last year, so they're seeking redemption from a year ago. Brown misses the shot, and Campbell-Johnson gets another board. She's on double-double watch, believe it or not.
Oh, I believe it.
Johnson misses the easy shot. And back come the Bruins. Jarvis guarded by Bayshard. They move the ball inside as Innis tries to get the jump hook to go. Whistle on the play.
Yeah, that time just drawing the weight whistle on the contact from the post. Tomasi just got a little bit too tight on that post hook.
Meanwhile, English and Watt checks back in for the Hawks as you take another look at the Velasquez bucket. And for the Bruins, Camilla Orellana-Lerick checks in.
Yeah, and you can see once again, force the overcommit. The defender just tried to go for the reach. And when you don't get that steal, have that type of situation where it leaves the player you're trying to defend wide open.
Yeah, we've seen many of those situations here today as Velasquez picks up the rebound for the missed free throw. Tabasa driving, going for the Euro step and all, but cannot get the two. And Tomasi, with great hustle, knocks the ball out of bounds.
The thing is, on that shot selection, just too much traffic, but despite that, it's just been a stellar first half, I think. There's still some things, though, for Humber to discuss, I think. Once in these next few minutes at the very least, to try and clean up, but they have just been able to control the tempo and play the game the way they've wanted to today.
And shooting 54% from the field as McDonald's tries to swoop right in, but that doesn't fall for her. English, chest pass, the three, it's no good.
Even Coach Douglas could see that one coming in terms of transition when you leave a player that wide open, Aaron.
You have to close out. And Brown steps inside for the jumper, and that doesn't work out. Here's English to Velasquez. Velasquez inside, Campbell Johnson with the fake, falls away, yes! Oh baby, talk about a nice step back.
Just able to get that little bit of a shimmy as well to try and get that extra space.
Now the Sheridan Bruins find themselves down 20, the feed inside to Ennis. It doesn't work out for her, but she's set to go to the line.
She's done a good job in this second quarter of drawing fouls a couple different times. That time the good cut in. Humber knew at that point, I think, Aaron, you don't want to leave just an easy bucket for what would be just your second made field goal of a quarter. You want to make them work for it at the stripe, and as we've seen so far, the Bruins have had to work for it.
She's been one of the players that's been working real well off the ball to get rewarded as the first free throw goes. Marquia Ennis shoots 63% from the charity stripe, played all 18 games and started 2 of them. 8th in total blocks, 18. Amassed a double-double and scored more than 10 points in 4 games. So both free throws go for her as it's now 35-17. We're almost halfway into the second quarter.
And the way we've seen her touch the ball in this second quarter, if she sees a lot of playing time in the second half, wouldn't be surprised to see her be a factor in the third and fourth.
And she's the reason why Sheridan got the ball back. Jarvis, what a step over Bui, and gets the shot to go.
Sheridan all of a sudden starting to wake up a little bit, able to get some space for that open J.
Velasquez feeding Wareham. English with the fake over to Velasquez. She'll fire it, and it goes from downtown.
And again, Humber continues to just swing the ball outside and work for any space for their open three-point shooters.
There's a foul on the play. Jalen Bui reaching in for the steal. And we see Teresa Brown right there leading her team with nearly 15 points per game. 264 points in all 18 games and scored 20 points in 3 different occasions.
A good scoring season for her. But an ice-cold game overall, still looking to get on the score sheet.
And so is Kia Watt, but this time she sends it over. It's Velasquez, falls through with her shot, puts it up and in. And Sean Douglas calls a timeout, and that will be the last of theirs. This timeout brought to you by the Barber's Chair as we take one more look at Velasquez, the speedy demon. My goodness.
Where in the world were all the rebounders? 3 different Bruins were set up on the outside of the paint. None of them even made an attempt to go for the rebound. Velasquez seen that in chased or miss, just an open runway that time for the opportunity, and those are part of the reasons why it's just been all Humber Hawks so far to lead by 21 points.
And right now they have allowed the Hawks to get 6 offensive rebounds. That's troubling, and they're out rebounding the Bruins 25-10 in total. So if you're Sean Douglas' squad, what do you have to do to get right back into this ball game? I know rebounding is one of those keys, but what else do you have to recommend?
Well, at this point, they need to wake up on offense. Whatever they've been doing so far, It's just not working. They just seem to, again, continuously make the same mistakes. They can't get any space down low. Their outside shots, they end up shooting them too long. And in turn, it feels like they're just pressing on every offensive set, hoping that it somehow goes in. That's in part why they've just struggled all second quarter. If they don't get that shooting together, it doesn't matter what they do in the glass, because they're going to still get more opportunities left for the Humber Hawks for them to try and push the tempo.
Interestingly enough, Sheridan has 5 turnovers compared to Humber's 10. That shot from Brown doesn't fall. Second chance opportunity this time as Ennis gets the floater, but she's off to the line.
Wouldn't be surprised to see more touches for Ennis. The way she's been able to attack the basket and draw fouls. Once again, Euro step, gets the defender to jump, and she's drawn just about all the personal fouls against Humber this quarter.
And with that, Humber is over the limit, and Ennis is back to the line. Free throws have not been very kind to either of these teams. 50% of the field, make that 4 of 7 for Sheridan, 33% for the Humber Hawks. And that's all on a total of 15 fouls in this game.
Good trip though for Ennis. But again, I think that's one of the things you have to do with Sheridan. They're not getting space. Take advantage of it. Forced Humber into even more foul trouble.
And Brittany English, Sydney Jarvis slaps the ball out of bounds. So Humber will inbound it from the sideline. Bui with the ball. Bui sizing up on Ennis. Flings it over to Giles. 8 on the shot clock. Velasquez fires away. It's good. And she called bank on that one as Humber now has a 22-point lead.
This is why she was one of the stars to keep an eye on, I think, for both of us in preparation for this tournament. Can hit threes with defenders in her face, such as those.
Ennis pots up, and it goes in and out. Giles with the board. Velasquez, the Giles. And too many steps as Humber commits a travel.
Again, just carried her feet, trying to pivot to the left. And that's in part contributing to some of these turnovers. A couple travels going against them today.
And once again, both of these clubs met in the regular season twice. And they were very close games. This is a different story as Velasquez almost tapped it away. And Brown will bring it up court. Brown got shoved, and the ball will go the other way. And that brings Tamia Rowe into the game for the Bruins, who played all the regular season games. The third-year forward from Brampton.
Gonna be curious to see if Sheridan can get some types of defensive stops.
And this is one of them, as it's taken away, this time by Aurelena Roleric. Ennis going for the crossover dribble, falls away, and it hits off the back iron. Giles feeds it to Bui. Campbell Johnson almost got it taken away by Rowe. And Maya Campbell gets it back and gets the fadeaway. And that's been her bread and butter here throughout the course of this game.
Whether it's been posting up or whether it's been for the jump shot, it's always seemed to be about that 10-foot distance. That's where, again, we've seen her over time with the Humber Hawks be efficient.
And McDonald misses the fadeaway. And Humber gets the ball back with 2 minutes remaining here in the half. And Devin McKenzie checks back in.
And he continued, again, got to continue to like that hustle in terms of Sheridan. But that's what you have to do with this in this kind of game. You don't want to just bend over. There's still more than a half to go.
Now this is Bui, finds Velasquez. She'll take a three. It's no good. Jarvis on the board. The baseball pass to McKenzie. McKenzie cross-courts it right on over. Ennis. She gets the ball back on the opposite end. 8 on the shot clock, loses control of the ball.
This has just been, again, a rough second quarter.
And Markia Innes leads scoring for Sheridan with only 6 points. Something has to give here as we're winding down the moments here in the first half. Velasquez finding Giles, and it's no good.
Even with that miss, again, the zone defense has been the consistency. Sheridan needs to switch that up, I think, in the second half, or else Humber's going to keep going that way.
Jarvis almost got the circus shot to go, but that takes her to the line.
And we'll take a look at this right here, and you can see Bayshard jumps right there because that first juke, and just tries to rush back to prevent the shot. In turn, makes a lot of contact for the foul.
Yeah, too much of it. Jarvis knocks down the first free throw. She shoots 53% from the free throw line. It's part of the first team all-star last year. He was able to get a season high 18 points on November 13th. Final minute of play here in the first half. As Giles get the ball, whistle off the ball.
An offensive foul that time. Moving that time, trying to set that screen, it looks like it's Campbell Johnson.
And Campbell Johnson picks up her first personal foul. 45 seconds to go. It's been all Humber since the opening tip. Ennis trying to penetrate through. It is Jarvis who goes all the way, and she blows it. Giles brings it up court. And finds Campbell Johnson with the post work. It'll go back to Sheridan with 21.4 seconds to go. They don't have any shot clock to deal with. They could go for the last shot if they want to.
Again, if I was Sheridan, I would wait and let this clock go, get a higher quality shot.
And Jarvis called for the travel.
I'm not sure if I like that decision. Yes, the pressure was coming in, but you still had 10 seconds remaining. Why drive to the cup?
That gives Humber another opportunity. Final seconds as Velasquez goes inside the drive, draws the contact, no good. And McKenzie closes it out here in the first half. It appears that she is down. But that ends the first half as the Humber Hawks lead 45-23 against the Sheridan Bruins. Stand by. Dominic Papa will have the halftime report. That's next.
Here, it's about you, your passion, your skills, stepping up to the challenge. It's here where we rise above, soar to our full potential, and where we become work ready. St. Clair College, it's time to take flight. Rise above the ordinary.
Like our champions, we know what it takes to win. Every day we put on our uniforms and we strive to be the best. Ring after ring, we keep practicing until it becomes second nature. Our craftsmen have put in thousands of hours to master their trade. And when things get tough, we make the adjustments needed to stay on top. Barron Championship rings. This is who we are.
Welcome back to the beautiful Sportsplex here at St. Clair College, the 2020 OCAA Women's Basketball Championships. Day one unfolding here on We Digital Productions. We're in our fourth and final broadcast of the day. The Humber Hawks have come out to a 45-23 lead at halftime over the Sheridan Bruins. Of course, earlier this evening, we watched our St. Clair College Saints fight a tough game against George Brown, but won a good game against them, 74-66. They advance to the semifinals tomorrow. Head coach Andy Kiss is kind enough to give us some of his time here tonight, and thanks for doing this with us, Coach. And
thanks for having me.
Yeah, you know what? I really enjoyed the game. It got a little bit close at times. I was kind of biting my nails a little bit, but you know, all in all, when you look back at it, and I asked Nora about it, maybe a game like that's a good thing at this point. It just tells you this is a really tough tournament.
Well, I think what's good about a game like that is you're staring into the abyss a little bit. We had advantage. We were up by like 15 at halftime, and they crept back in. It was tied at one point, 46 all. But what resonates is our kids made the plays to win the game.
Yeah.
So the big shots, the causing a turnover, you know, little things, winning a 50-50 ball or a good D board. So that will, you know, manifest into some type of momentum that we carry to the next game.
Yeah, I thought it was impressive that they toughed it out and they showed a lot of poise. One thing that I thought was really impressive with the team tonight, Coach, as well, was the ball movement. They really found the open man and made things happen. How happy were you with that?
Oh, I'm very happy. One of the things we've talked about is in our losses this year, we didn't have ball movement. It was, you know, your prototypical one-on-one ball, or even somebody taking on two people on a drive or trying to create some You get the ball moving, you make all 5 kids play defense, you wear them down a little bit, you work some screen action. You know, we like to screen away curl, and that helps your offense. We're not designating exactly who gets shots. We want good shots. And we believe in all 5 players that are on the floor.
Yeah.
And they know, according to their roles, what the good shots are.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think you got some great shooters on the team, of course. Have to bring up the crowd that was here tonight, Coach K. Very loud. Place was packed. I asked Nora about that as well, if she could sense it and feel it. She said, absolutely, we fed off it. You have to be really pleased to see it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Nora's an energy player.
Yeah.
So she feeds off that.
Yeah.
And the crowd was electric.
Yeah.
You know, when the game was tight and we hit some big buckets, and they hit some as well. That's a team of fighters. I told Warren Williams, you know, you got a team of fighters there, and we tip our hat to them. We had to win that game. So, yeah, the crowd was fantastic.
How did you feel your team? I mean, let's face it. You know, yeah, you've got that home court advantage, but there's maybe a little more pressure on you to win the games. You just mentioned you had to win that game, and you know, you didn't want to disappoint the crowd. You got to get into the next round, get yourselves in position to perhaps grab a medal. So all of that happened for you. But how do you think the girls did handle the pressure of playing in the OCAAs here on the home court?
I think when you host a tournament, even in that game, we're the higher ranked team according to rankings all year long. So we were the favorite. And so, yeah, I think in the first game when you host a tournament situation like that, there was a little bit of pressure there. But again, credit to the kids. They faced it, and they did what they had to do to win the game. But I think here on, we're going to play with a little bit more of a comfort zone, a little more confidence, knowing that, you know, it's looking like this game is Humber's. However, it's still a 40-minute game, and Sheridan's proven they can come back from being down against Humber. So, you know, we'll see who wins and go on to the next one.
And with that said, Coach, you're going to see a different opponent tomorrow. And does the game plan change a lot, or do you deviate away from what maybe has been successful for you, depending on the opponent?
You are who you are in terms of your style of play. However, your game plans are different for different teams. You know, teams have strengths and weaknesses, and certainly you want to try to exploit their weaknesses and attack their, you know, handle their strengths. So, no, game plans are specific to the individual team you play.
Sure. I'm sure you told the girls straight home tonight, right?
Well, we told them at halftime of this game we wanted them to leave the facility to get their rest tonight.
Yeah, just stay focused and
stick to routines.
Exactly. Coach, congrats on the win today.
Thank
great
you very
stuff.
much.
You guys are representing the college tremendously.
Thank you, Dom.
Keep up the great work, and hopefully more good times tomorrow.
Thank you. Much appreciated.
Head coach Andy Kiss of the St. Clair College Saints. He has his team into the semifinals, and also with that, they do get guaranteed to play for a medal. So that's all good news for the Saints ladies basketball team. A quick timeout. When we come back, the coach, Royal Church, will join us. We'll break down the first half of the game between Sheridan and Humber. This is the 2020 OCAA Basketball Championships on We Digital Productions.
On Time Express has all of your delivery needs covered with a fleet of 50 vehicles, including cargo and sprinter vans, along with 24-foot straight trucks. It doesn't matter if the freight is big or small. Mont's On Time Express can guarantee safe and prompt delivery service throughout Canada and the United States. Licensed to broker freight throughout North America, Mont's On Time Express features same-day delivery service, along with a state-of-the-art dispatching system and live GPS tracking assistance. Mont's is fully insured and Canadian bonded and has certifications with FAST, CTAP, PIP, and SmartWay. Mont's On Time Express is open 24 hours a day, 364 days a year. To get your delivery moving, contact Mont's On Time Express at www.montsontime.ca or call toll-free at 877-250-8282.
I want to understand why.
I want this to be perfect. I want to be inspired.
I want to be challenged. No matter the reason, our passion to learn brought us here.
Welcome back to St. Clair College and the OCAA 2020 Women's Basketball Championships here on We Digital Productions. Our fourth and final game of the evening unfolding here. It's the Humber Hawks and the Sheridan Bruins doing battle. The Hawks have grabbed a surmountable, a very sizable lead, I should say, 45-23 at halftime. As promised at the break, joining us is our basketball doctor, Dr. Royal Church. You ever get that distinction before? Doctor of basketball?
No, I wish I made the money a doctor made, but no, I don't.
No? But you are the doctor of basketball, so it's okay.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks.
A lot of people were talking. Sheridan played Humber a couple times during the season, played them tough. But I think maybe that was the wake-up call for Humber, Coach.
Yes, Humber is the ultimate team, Dom. They've got it all. They've got the size, they've got the strength, they've got the quickness, they've got the shooting ability. I don't think they have a weakness. And from what people tell me, most people in the greater Toronto area think Maya Campbell-Johnson is the best player in the entire OCAA. And I don't disagree with that.
She's pretty special, no doubt about that.
Yes.
She's fun to watch, too. So
she sure is.
What did you see in that first half, Royal? That really, set the fire on for Humber.
Well, I think Sheridan showed a little bit of initiative to come back from an initial lead that Humber had. And they got it reasonably close for a while, but Humber just turned on the jets. And Maya Campbell-Johnson shoots that step back fadeaway jump shot that most guys can't do correctly, and she does it perfectly. And she can make that little 12-footer right in the key in traffic.
Well, we're going to take a look at some of the video, and I think we do have a highlight of Johnson maybe making one of those shots. But let's roll some of the video and look at some of the highlights here. This is
Janae Giles.
Yeah, Giles hitting a long three-pointer there. I mean, they've got a lot of players that can put the ball up, that's for sure.
Yeah, she's a great shooter, Janae. Has been for a while.
So here's Sheridan getting inside. Is that important for Sheridan?
Well, that's key, Dom, because anytime you can get inside, you force defenses underneath the basket, and then when you kick it out, they're not ready to guard the person on the perimeter.
Speaking of Johnson right there on the throw-in, and she's got so much athleticism, Royal. It's unbelievable.
She's got size and athleticism, like you said, Dom, and that's an unbeatable combination.
See a couple more Humber baskets here. Velasquez with a long shot. Look at three Humber players right there, Royal.
She followed her shot.
Yeah.
There's a girl, Dom, who doesn't get the attention for awards and all that sort of thing that the others get. She is awesome.
There she is hitting a three.
She probably makes that shot, too.
Yeah, she did. So pretty impressive, no question about it. And that's why Coach Church feels that Humber maybe is the team to beat here. You look at some of the numbers from the first half.
Wow.
Pretty lopsided, we have to say, Rob.
Oh, yeah, that's...
3-point field goals. Look at Sheridan, 0 for 7.
Oh, those statistics are off the charts, Tom. I mean, 52 to 21% in field goal percentage. It's a wonder they're not up 35 or 40, to tell you the truth.
Interesting stat, though. Points off turnovers. Actually, Sheridan's outscoring Humber that way.
Yeah, that's kind of odd. I would have never guessed that.
Another key stat, though, you look at the rebounds, and the Hawks have doubled Sheridan there. So
the rebounds, the Humber has hardly gone to. They haven't gone to the line as much as Sheridan. So there's some weird stats there, but the bottom line is the first one.
So if you're coach, I mean, again, I always ask you, Coach, because you've coached for so many years and know this stuff. But let's go into the Sheridan room with Coach Douglas, and his team's down again, a sizable amount here. How does he rally the girls?
Well, I think you have to go. You can't make up that kind of deficit in a few minutes, Dom. So he has to tell his team, "Hey, let's win each minute by a point."
Yeah.
And then we'll try to gain some momentum, maybe get close enough that a few breaks might give us a chance to win at the end.
Yeah.
And if he approaches it that way, and his players have to buy in, and I think they would, they might have a shot. But it's a huge task.
And if you're Coach Sharma, you just status quo, right?
More of the same.
Yeah, just keep doing it.
More of the same.
Good stuff. Appreciate the time, Coach Church.
You got
That's
it,
Royal
Don.
Church, our basketball analyst. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, it's the call of the second half. Justin Prince and Aaron Sanders with all the action for you. You're watching the 2020 OCAA Women's Basketball Championships on We Digital Productions.
Hey, Herman Moore here, Detroit Lions legend and 4-time Pro Bowl player. Hey, get your tickets and join me for the 15th Annual Westby Awards on Tuesday, March 10th at the Caboto Club.
The 15th Annual Westby Awards are brought to you in part by Unifor Local 444, Lucier Glove and Safety, Hotham Building Materials, AM 800 CKLW, and We Digital Productions.
Are you passionate about a particular sport? Would you like to combine it with your education? Are you thinking about a career in one of the many rewarding construction-related trades? Do you love subjects like science, technology, engineering, or math? Take a look at the academies of the Windsor Essex Catholic District School Board. You'll be glad you did. And years from now, you'll look back on your high school days as the best times of your life. The academies of the Windsor Essex Catholic District School Board. We're with you all the way.
Here we go with the second half as we see the score. The Humber Hawks lead the Sheridan Bruins 45 to 23 as we welcome you back here to day one of the 2020 OCAA Women's Championship. Aaron Sanders with JP, Justin Prince in the Monts On Time Express broadcast booth, and looking at the stats along with Dom and Royal JP. It's night and day at this point. Humber basically taking the lead out of this in terms of points, in terms of stats. The Sheridan Bruins, I'm sure they had a lot of talk about going into the clubhouse at halftime.
Yeah, just take a look just over right shoulders towards their bench. You can see some long faces, but at the same time, as Royal said, you get some runs, you start chipping away at the gap, there's a chance you can come back and win the game. But it all starts with making shots. You can't just make 8 field goals and be happy.
And McDonald misses that layup to start the third quarter, but Tomasi gets one of her own. (47-23) the score as Innes drives and sends it over to Girakis. And she gets the long 2 to go. Laura Girakis, one of the players that did not get a lot of time in the second quarter.
11 minutes, but 2 for 9 in the first half from the field. Sheridan can get some makes, like I said. They might be able to get back in it, but they need to also step up and stop the perimeter.
And Giles gets the right hand to go as the lead continues to balloon for the Hawks. And here's Jarvis running up the floor. McDonald kicking it right outside. Ennis long two, and it rattles in and out. Velasquez going right down, finding Tomasi. Tomasi, the fake. Giles, and she misses the three. And thinking about the way Sheridan's playing on offense, it's one thing to give the ball to Marquia Ennis all the time. You think she would get the go-ahead basket. But keep in mind, at her stats at the end of the first half, only 1 for 5 and 4 or 6 from the free throw line. That has to be concerning for one of your forecourt players.
Yeah, in terms of scoring, that possession right there has to be an area concern.
And Maya Campbell-Johnson, another concern for the Bruins, but this time Ennis picks up the rebound. So the winner of this will play St. Clair at 6 p.m. tomorrow night. As Shirakis gets the jumper to go. That count that as a long two.
She's starting to wake up a little bit, and one of those players who Sheridan needed to get something from.
And here's Tomasi off the mark. Velasquez gets the rebound. Another chance for the Hawks. What a step from Velasquez. She fades away, and it's no good.
Really good size-up move to get some space there. Just too much to the right.
Zarekis sends it right inside, and Brown gets the two to go. That's her first bucket for the evening.
Started 0 for 7 for the ball game. But the Bruins starting to get some open shots all of a sudden. They're starting to change things up on the offensive end.
Tomasi with the fake and the make.
On the downside, the Bruins are starting to allow a lot more inside opportunities once again.
If you want to go outside and force that shot, I'm sure. Jarvis, Ennis, top of the key, and it's no good. And Jarvis chased down the rebound. Brown driving through the double team, puts it up, no good, but that sends her to the line.
Good drive that time, and I think in that situation, they absolutely needed that second chance opportunity to try and reset themselves, because that first option was exactly what you were just referring to, Aaron. Forcing a shot outside. The Bruins were forced to do that. Was for that second chance, they wouldn't have gotten the better shot selection we just seen.
On the plus side for the Sheridan Bruins, coming into the second half, they shot 70% from the free throw line.
Yeah,
that's one of the positives.
Yeah, they starting to get to the stripe a lot in that second quarter. I think if you do that and force a lot of the Hawks into foul trouble, yes, there's the risk of missing touches right there. However, you start putting the Hawks in foul trouble, you see some of those star players have to go to the bench, you could potentially take advantage.
And what did Royals say at halftime? Take it 1 minute at a time. Brittany English gets the tray to go, and it's now 54-30.
Yeah, she's been left open multiple times from deep. Finally gets one of the shots from deep to go.
And Jarekis, flustered by English, tries to spin around, finds an outlet option to Ennis. As she drives right into the baseline.
A bit of hard contact. We were going to have a look. Yes, indeed, right here. You can see straight into English. English trying to cut her off. And they're going to say it is Humber ball, Aaron.
Offensive foul. No correction. It appears they went out of bounds.
Yes, indeed. You've seen it right there on that replay, too, with the ball being poked down on the drive.
Here's Campbell-Johnson, fades away, and Jarvis gets the rebound. Jarvis in from the right, floaters, no good. And English, met by the double team, goes through Brown. And Tomasi with the fake. Velasquez spots up for the three, and it's no good.
Smart extra pass. Just couldn't get the shot to drop.
Brown, Euro step, fires it, and scores. That sends her to the line for the and one.
Good transition bucket. Sheridan has something to build upon. You see that move inside. Just gets enough of separation to get a release off and able to make it with that contact. And all of a sudden, after being an over in the first half, Brown's starting to wake up. Mind you, this is one of the better free throw shooters in the entire OCAA.
That's right, shooting at around 81.4%. That's 6th in the league. As Humber retains the lead by 19. Tomasi tried to follow through with a rebound, tie up.
Seen an opportunity to try and jog that jump ball right there with the open opportunity.
So with that jump ball, it will stay with Humber. And Maya Campbell-Johnson has been among the elite of the OCAA. 14.8 points per game in all the 18 games in the regular season. English shot is no good, but who's there to pick it up? Maya Campbell-Johnson.
And right there, that is one of the epitomes when it comes to Campbell-Johnson, not just with that post fade, it's talked about by Royal Church, but it was well the rebounding and the efficiency. Top 8 in field goal percentage coming into the tournament.
If you're defending Maya Campbell-Johnson, you know that's an interesting onus, and she's on the ground at the moment.
Yeah, she was the one who got the foul called against her. By taking some contact towards the face, maybe.
But she's able to laugh it off, which is a good sign. Here we go again with the replay, and yeah, she got smacked right into her jaw area.
Well, that's why you make mouth guards, right? Or have mouth guards potentially in play. You've seen her taking one of the mouth guards out before. They protect the teeth in situations like that.
And your jaw.
Yes, indeed.
Curl Watson working on the room, falls away. And travel's called on Carol Watson. Carol Watson is one of those switch players from Brampton. Played 12 games this regular season.
Tried to look like spinning and trying to draw the contact. That's why she chucked it up. At the same time, though, she carried her feet.
Yeah, but Campbell-Johnson did a good job creating just enough space for her to commit that travel. Good feed. Maya Campbell-Johnson to Amber Bayshard.
What a quick bullet pass. Leaping up to be able to get over top the defender.
Ennis for the right hand. And it dances out outside the rim. Oh, the move from Tomasi and the foul.
She could have gone either way in that situation. This time trying the contact instead of going to Velasquez. But you see that pump right there. Gets the defender to just about bait in and actually freezes a couple of the others.
How about that crossover move to go right inside of the basket?
Yeah, and then in turn, just draw that contact with Brown.
And Ivana Tomasi at the line connects the first free throw. She shoots 75% from the field. Scored more than 15 points on 4 separate occasions. And that one goes, and Tomasi now has 15 points.
And when it comes to Humber, there's just a lot of depth on this team, especially in the starting 5. Anyone can go off at any moment.
Carol Watson's on the scoreboard as she connects. Velasquez, under 4 minutes to go here in the third. Campbell-Johnson with the pick. Velasquez in the basket is taken away by Ennis.
But a tunnel visual that time. She had some space down low, but was more focused on the shot outside.
Jarekis misses it from downtown. Watson rebounds, puts it back, but it's off the mark. Ennis, there's a third chance for the Bruins. Jarekis again. This time it hits the front iron. And Ennis zeroes in on the ball and ties it up with Janae Giles.
Good hustle to draw the jump ball and keep the possession for Humber.
Ashley McDonald.
Yes.
Coming in with that.
Either way, good hustle on that play there, Aaron, from Giles.
We've been seeing nothing but hustle from Humber on every part of the court. Watson sends it over. Jarvis gets close and banks it in. 60-37 is the score. Approaching 3 minutes. Devil Johnson driving, gets the step, falls away, it's off. And the putback by Tomasi, and it goes to the line for the and one.
And Humber just continues to control the momentum with big plays such as that.
Now look at that. Everybody thought Campbell Johnson was open, but man alive.
Great positioning to be able to get the putback. And quickly the Bruins overcommit, draws the contact, and in turn triggers the Barber's Chair timeout.
And it is a Barber's Chair timeout for the Sheridan Bruins. They find themselves in a hole right now, 62-37. And now it's a matter of finding some way to regroup. And we saw in that previous play, JP, that Tomasi was just heating up here as we take a look at some of the highlights here in the third quarter.
Yeah, that was a great pass to be able to jump over top the defenders once again. But players such as Tomasi, it's been more so the inside game that's been one of the key points in this third quarter. Humber, it was talked about potential status quo. They've changed it up to where they're not just able to hit the outside shots where they were relying more on that in the first half. They're relying more on the inside shot and just carving holes in the paint.
In the summertime, coming in August on We Digital Productions, the return of Fratman football, the St. Clair Fratman, with a new sports park coming up and under a new ownership, the St. Clair Fratman will do battle on the field once again in the Ontario Football Conference, and you can catch coverage for all of their home games here on We Digital Production. And I'm sure you're excited to be back on the call for those games because this is a Fratman team that has a lot of history and a lot of legacy.
Absolutely. It's been a thrilling past couple seasons if you've been following along for the Fratman, and big for St. Clair College as well. Now with the program, following along with Jeff Belarjon and then specifics with the program, lots of excitement for the season.
Absolutely, as Tomasi tries to feed it. Campbell Johnson saves it. My goodness. Velasquez downtown. Potter there.
Even with the impressive save, where's the defense? The possession was still going. Everyone just turned around and left her.
And Ennis has the ball. And McDonald drains it.
Good corner jump shot for the Bruins that time. One of the few positive offensive sets it seems tonight.
And with that, McDonald gets on the score as it's now 66-39 is taken away. And Sean Douglas saying, don't take your time, speed it up. And Jarvis with the leaner and gets it to go.
Yeah, I think if they want to try and maybe grind down Humber and force them to overcommit, get some holes to open up on offense by pushing that tempo up.
Here's Bui, guarded by Ennis. Campbell Johnson, and a broken play. Here comes the Bruins again. And Bui, it appeared that she tapped the ball last, but the ball will go back to Humber with 1:27 left.
It was good reflexes, though, in the first place to get that steal by Ennis. Just that twitch of the left arm to force that turnover.
Meanwhile, Camilla Orlano Larrick checks back in for the Bruins. They move the ball around, and turning it over was Teresa De Silva.
That's one of the main things I think that has to be still worked on by Coach Sharma for tomorrow is ball control. Turnovers like that might be a problem if they do indeed close out for tomorrow.
Another look at the Velasquez three from the previous play. As once again, the winner of this match will play St. Clair tomorrow night at 6. Ennis' shot is no good, and she's been having fits from the field goal department tonight. Under a minute to go here in the third. Velasquez goes behind the legs. Watt steps back, finds Velasquez again. 10 on the shot clock. What a feed inside to Brittany English.
And again, Humber just carving the defense up. Multiple players left open for cuts such as that.
Rowe finds Orlena Larrick. She puts it up. It's no good. Gets her own rebound. Second chance. Gets a go.
Great putback opportunity. Take advantage of the no box out and good positioning.
3-second differential. Shot clock and game clock. Velasquez from the elbow. Yes. 70-43. And they turn the ball over.
I was going to say you have to hurry at the end of this quarter to try and get some type of momentum, but I didn't mean that type of hurry.
So the Hawks have one more crack at this. 3 seconds. Watt at the buzzer. Almost got it to go. At the end of 3, the Humber Hawks 70 and the Sheridan Bruins 43. 10 more minutes of basketball to go after this message and a word from We Digital Productions.
Here, it's about you. Your passion, your skills, stepping up to the challenge. It's here where we rise above, soar to our full potential, and where we become work ready. St. Clair College, it's time to take flight. Rise above the ordinary.
Like our champions, we know what it takes to win. Every day we put on our uniforms and we strive to be the best. Ring after ring, we keep practicing until it becomes second nature. Our craftsmen have put in thousands of hours to master their trade. And when things get tough, we make the adjustments needed to stay on top. Baron Championship rings. This is who we are.
Minutes, 10 more minutes of basketball as we welcome you back to the Sportsplex here on We Digital Productions. Aaron Sanders, Justin Prince here in the Monts On Time Express broadcast booth as we are set to get underway here in the fourth quarter. Humber Hawks never looked back since the opening tip, and they have a 70-43 lead. They're 10 minutes away from meeting St. Clair tomorrow afternoon, barring a comeback from the Sheridan Bruins.
Yeah, it's just been an all-out scoring affair. 4 starters in double-digit points. English within range to enter the double-digit mark as well for Humber. It's just been that type of a night for the Hawks.
And Kia Watt missed that shot, and she is yet to be on the scoreboard tonight. We had a pretty eventful first day here, the OCAA Women's Championships at the St. Clair College campus. We've seen the Algonquin Thunder beat the Lambton Lions in Game 1. Fanshawe defeating Durham in Game 2. St. Clair pulling off a squeaker against the George Brown Huskies just a couple hours ago. And we are seeing the finale of Day 1 unfold right before our very eyes here, as Humber has a 70-43 lead. English to Bayshard, fires a 3, and it's off the side.
And she hasn't taken too many shots, Bayshard, but has been crucial when it comes to defensive positioning.
Jarakis' shot goes off the glass. And we have seen Watt get so many touches with the ball since the second half started, but she is yet to score.
Well, she's only attempted 1 shot, but at the same time, Humber hasn't needed her, especially with how many other players have stepped up.
Watt with the loose ball, and Jarvis takes it away. Bayshard meets her, but Ennis gets the ball. Orlena Larrick misses the jumper. He'll stay with Sheridan.
And under the radar in that third quarter, Aaron, was but the fact that Sheridan had their best shooting quarter this entire game. They were 9 for 18 for the field that quarter, 50%. It scored 20 points. The problem is they're still outscored in part because they have yet to make a three.
And Ennis gets the shot to go. 70-45 is the score, and you are right on that. Humber has done a great job contesting Sheridan's shots from beyond the arc. And this is English over the Giles. Goes from downtown, and that hits the iron. Jarakis feeds it to Rowe. Inside, Orlando Lyric falls away. It's off. Gets her own rebound. And finds an open Jarakis. Yes.
Smart pass, and she was one of the positives in the third quarter.
That makes it 47 points for Sheridan. And Watt loses control of the ball. And here comes the Bruins again. Jarakis has 10 of the game.
Bruins starting to build up a little bit of a run all of a sudden, Aaron.
And Jarakis gets it back from Orlando Lyric. It's no good. There's Giles. Feeds it to English.
And that's the case where you say you need transition defense. You need to get back, or else you get that happening.
Jarakis spots up for the three. It hits off the glass. And Giles didn't need Watt on that one, and she gets the finger roll to drop.
And you can see that opening all the way from over here. Just the defense did not have anybody set up for that type of drive in that space.
Orlando Lyric gets 2 more. That's 4 points for Camilla Orlando Lyric. English going with the dribble outside. Watt for 3. And the three-pointers haven't been a factor for either team here today, as Ennis doesn't get that shot to fall. Loose ball on the floor. It'll stay with Humber with 6:09 left.
At that time, too much commotion and that scramble of the loose basketball.
Jaden Dunkley, Ashley McDonald, and Teresa Brown checks back in for the Bruins. One more look at this play.
Yeah, you seen that contact right before Humber picked back up the basketball. Knocks over the player, 50-50 situation. Humber wins those odds this time.
And Giles has it. It's back to Velasquez. Good fake from the three is no good. That was Cassandra Kushney. And Tomasi goes right in and draws the foul.
Good shot selection the first time around, and again, Humber continuing to just force this defense to make foul situations such as this. Again, seeing an opportunity to cut inside. This time, they say, you know what? Let's make you work for it this time, finally.
Sumasi has been busy today. Perfect from the free throw line. 18 points, 4 rebounds, 2 assists. She knocks down the second free throw.
Just been an all-around affair, really, though, Aaron, when it comes to the scoring. Multiple players in double-digit points, 12 of them total. 2 players with 18 points. Been that type of a game again for Humber.
Make that 20 for Sumasi.
Yep.
She scores her season high tonight as Giles has the ball. Good move from Kushney, and she gets the easy 2. And McDonald feeds it. That 3 goes off the top of the glass. And that was Corinne Fototopoulos, or Jaden Dunkley, I should say, with the ball. And that's a foul. And good awareness from Cassandra Kushney.
And again, the frustration starting to build, I think, if you're the Sheridan bench, because again, Why take that foul in that situation? You can see that was off the bad pass and just a little bit of an aggression foul, almost like, or a hustle foul rather, where just English seeing the shot, wanted to force her to the stripe instead, and all of a sudden Sheridan now has 3 team fouls.
And Jarvis was right behind on the play.
Yes.
Cassandra Cushney, this is her first time on the court tonight. Loose ball on the floor, and Watson picks it up. And that leaves Dunkley in for 2. 78-51 to score. The projected schedule for tomorrow, Algonquin, Fanshawe, and then St. Clair and Humber.
If you're St. Clair, I think you look at this game and have to worry a bit. It was looking like it was going to be a tough matchup if they were able to win today against George Brown. It's 100% going to be very difficult tomorrow.
Remember the last time St. Clair and Humber played, Campbell Johnson caught the groove, and Carol Watson knocks it down for 3.
So comfortable. Get her.
Velasquez guarded by McDonald. Here's Giles looking for the cut for Cushney, but she takes it in herself.
Get it and go.
But misses the floater. And off they go as the Sheridan Bruins get the ball back. Under 4 minutes to go in regulation. Ooh, the feed inside to Dunkley. There's a foul on the play.
At this point, that bench not wanting to see any give up at this point, and you have to think these are the final minutes potentially of the season.
That's right. You don't want to end the game on a slow pace as we take a look at the previous foul.
Dunkley just taking that shoulder, too much aggression from Giles that time on the foul.
Inbound, Dunkley gets bailed out of the double team with a foul on Cushney.
Yeah, looks like again, trying to swing at the low dribble. And in turn, just again, too much traffic to get that done.
There's Jarvis working her way inside, and McDonald goes all the way and scores.
Good bucket once again. And you got to remember, a lot of the players right now looking to battle for not just to the final buzzer, but potentially playing time in the future as the travel is on the floor. So this is an opportunity for some of these Sheridan players to think about the future and try and build themselves up for next season, or at least the last memory before you go to the offseason.
That's the 18th turnover committed by Humber, but looking at this roster, you have a handful of players that have more than 2 years of experience. What a rejection from Campbell Johnson, but Watson puts it in and she's off to the line.
What a play on that sequence. Take a look, you can see just able to chase it right on down and able to get her own miss despite that swap, but able to use that size to push herself forward into Campbell Johnson and force the N1.
And Carol Johnson, a rare sight at the free throw line, but she is 70% from there, and she gets the three-point play. Well, looking at this Sheridan Bruins team, only 2 players are in their first year, so a lot of experience to be gained from this.
3.
The other foul is drawn. But again, the youth of this Sheridan Bruins team leaves a lot to be desired, honestly. In about 2 or 3 years' time, we may be talking about a very, very tough contender for the OCAA championship.
You can see the contact that time, able to get the jaw and the pump. But it was talked about a little bit by Ray Dennis before, where it's hard to think about the big picture. If you're Sheridan, with players such as Mackenzie in their 5th season, many players in their 3rd seasons entering the tournament. Blahas, who has been quiet, in her 4th season. There's a chance of young talent coming in, and you want to keep going each year and not have travel such as that.
Yeah, absolutely. And keep in mind, Sean Douglas is a young coach. He's experienced it on and off the court, playing for the Bruins and now coaching the Bruins. So he knows a thing or two about redeveloping when it comes to a team. Loose ball on the floor, foul called.
Yeah, another foul drawn once again, and all of a sudden the Bruins have put Humber in the bonus. It's just nothing has gone their direction this game. They started off slow on offense in the entire first half. If they had what they did in the third quarter, Aaron, I think we're talking about a whole different ball game. But that slow start just put them in a hole they can never come back from.
Yeah, Humber only scored 25 and Sheridan scored 20 in that third quarter alone. But it's that slow start in the first quarter that really messed things up.
The first half with 23 combined points.
Absolutely. And a turnover from Humber. And that's going to bring in Jessica Daniel into the game for the Hawks. Her fourth year from the Toronto area, played 7 games, got a season high of 15 points against Niagara earlier this year. So AJ Sharma emptying out his bench as we approach the 2-minute mark here in this game. Jarvis gets it from downtown.
Jarvis, again, one of the positives in this game, you can say, though, with double-digit points, 15 on the game. Just a majority of this game, she's been in foul trouble, 4 personals for the Bruins.
And Sydney Jarvis is one of those veterans for the Sheridan Bruins. Her 3rd year. And it's possible she may be back next year. As that 3 doesn't fall, and it's Kushney with the board. Looking at the team comparison, Sheridan keeps on improving each and every quarter. 33% backcourt violation is called. And Sydney Jarvis checks out.
Either way, it's an absolutely picture-perfect game for the Humber Hawks. That, for the most part, the turnovers are, again, something they're going to have to probably address for tomorrow.
2 more wins to go for Humber, and a good 3 from Teresa Brown, as Brown connects on her 9th point. 90 seconds to go here. Daniel. And travel called on Brittany English.
And if Sheridan had this even a couple minutes ago, there's a chance we're talking about a whole different type of game as well, because we talked about potential runs. Well, they're starting to get one of their best runs this entire night right now, Aaron.
And we also talk about the pace and everything else into this game, as that shot doesn't go for Jarakis. Another foul on the play, as we have 1:13 to go.
Now pushing foul at that time, going against Dunkley, it looks like. And again, not good shot selection. Sees the opportunity for the ball and just couldn't stop her momentum in time before making contact with Bui.
Yeah, and Jaden Dunkley picks up her first foul. Bruins over the limit, and Bui knocks down the first free throw. Looking ahead once again tomorrow, the Final Four starts off at 3:30. Fanshawe plays Algonquin, and Humber will play St. Clair at 6 p.m. The winner of those games will head on to the gold medal game. The 2 losers from those games will play for bronze on Sunday afternoon. Nice feed inside to Dunkley.
That's paced down the baseline, but that Fanshawe-Algonquin game, I think, is going to be an absolute thrill. We know Algonquin is a very strong team, and as we've seen, Aaron, throughout the campaign, Fanshawe, especially with the player of the year this season, going to be also difficult to stop. Lots of potential scoring.
Shawad Andrew is who he is referring to, and they're the defending OCAA champions too.
Yes.
English gets it down.
Good bucket, able to take advantage of the steal here.
Watson takes a chance for a 3, and it's off the mark. And the shot clock and game clock nearly identical at this point. And English holds on to the ball, as it appears that they will let the clock run out. They'll give Sheridan at least a second left. but it's all elementary right here. And that will do it, as it appears that the referees will have a conference, and they're going to play the additional second here. But nonetheless, that's the story, as the clock will reset to 1 second. But nonetheless, the Humber Hawks move on as they defeat the Sheridan Bruins 85-66. An impressive first day here in the OCAA Women's Basketball Championship. Started with the Algonquin Thunder win, and it ends with the Humber Hawks victory over the Sheridan Bruins. That's your final right there. Stand by for Dominic Papa for a post-game recap and a wrap-up of the first day after this message.
Mont's On Time Express has all of your delivery needs covered with a fleet of 50 vehicles, including cargo and sprinter vans, along with 24-foot straight trucks. It doesn't matter if the freight is big or small. Mont's On Time Express can guarantee safe and prompt delivery service throughout Canada and the United States. Licensed to broker freight throughout North America, Mont's On Time Express features same-day delivery service, along with a state-of-the-art dispatching system and live GPS tracking assistance. Mont's is fully insured and Canadian bonded and has certifications with FAST, CTAT, PIP, and SmartWay. Mont's On Time Express is open 24 hours a day, 364 days a year. To get your delivery moving, contact Mont's On Time Express at www.montsontime.ca or call toll-free at 877-250-8282.
I want to understand why.
I want this to be perfect.
I want to be inspired.
I want to be challenged. No matter the reason, our passion to learn brought us here.
This is going to be an exciting ball game to say the very least. As we're just about set to go, the Sanford College Sportsplex.
Hey, Herman Moore here, Detroit Lions legend and four-time Pro Bowl player. Hey, get your tickets and join me for the 15th Annual Westby Awards on Tuesday, March 10th at the Caboto Club.
The 15th Annual Westby Awards are brought to you in part by Unifor Local 444, Lucier Glove and Safety, Hotham Building Materials, AM 800 CKLW, and We Digital Productions.
Are you passionate about a particular sport? Would you like to combine it with your education? Are you thinking about a career in one of the many rewarding construction-related trades? Do you love subjects like science, technology, engineering, or math? Take a look at the academies of the Windsor Essex Catholic District School Board. You'll be glad you did. And years from now, you'll look back on your high school days as the best times of your life. The academies of the Windsor Essex Catholic District School Board. We're with you all the way.
Hi, I'm DJ Smith, head coach of the Ottawa Senators. For the best in local sports coverage, We Digital.
In Windsor, Ontario, the 2020 OCAA Women's Basketball Championships unfolding here. Our fourth and final game of the day has concluded, and it was the Humber Hawks showing their strength as they defeat the Sheridan Bruins 85-66. The player of the game for the Humber Hawks, maybe the player of the game overall, for sure was number 3, Felicia Velasquez. And thanks for doing this with us, Felicia. And I want to go back. I know during the season you played Sheridan a couple of times, and they played you really tough. In fact, pushed you to overtime in one game. Was that talked about heading into this game tonight against Sheridan?
Yeah, absolutely. We just knew what we had to handle here. Playoffs are a little different from regular season. We came in with a better, bigger mentality.
Yeah, it showed obviously. And what did Coach Sharma talk about? I guess when he knew it was going to be Sheridan in the draw, the first round here. Did he refer to those games at all?
A little bit. He just told us to play our game. No one can really beat us in this tournament. We have to come in with that mentality. So when we come in with that mentality, it's very tough to beat us.
Yeah, well, that showed tonight. That's for sure, Felicia. This team Humber, 17-1 during the season, obviously, and tonight was a night where we saw what Humber is capable of. How confident are the girls as they headed into this tournament?
We're very confident, but we're also humble. Like even though we're confident, we're humbled at the same time. This is a big opportunity to be here, and it's a good thing.
There's a lot of talent on this team, and I was talking to one of the basketball coaches here tonight, and he says, you know what, little number 3, Felicia Vasquez, doesn't get her due on this team because there's so many stars on this team. For you, though, to contribute this way tonight in the opening round, how gratifying is that for you?
It's a little bit. I feel like a lot of people sleep on me because I don't score much.
Okay.
I get unknown with what gets on the paper. I do the minor things that will help my team, that will be good for my team to be exposed and show what they're able to.
So what is your role on the team then?
Leading, floor general, I guess you can say, and just holding my team accountable. Yeah.
Okay. So now you know what's next for you guys, or for you girls, I should say.
Yeah.
You play the host team, St. Clair College. Obviously, you know them very well. They know you very well through the regular season. And, they had a pretty good crowd here tonight. It's going to be loud. How do you approach that game, Felicia?
We just do us. We do what we do. We can't let the crowd, the home team get to us. We just got to do what we do.
All right. I'll let the viewers know Felicia was really nervous to do this interview, folks, but she was outstanding tonight. She was as good in her interview tonight as she was on the floor. So good stuff, Felicia.
Thank
Congratulations on the game and the win, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
All right, here's Felicia Vasquez of the Humber Hawks helping us here with our post game. Again, they win here tonight, 85-66. They move on to take on the St. Clair College Saints tomorrow evening. Well, let's take a look at the schedule, and I can tell you exactly how it's going to all unfold here tomorrow. The Fanshawe-Algonquin game, that's the first semifinal. That'll take place at 3:30. That should be a dandy game. Two very good teams. Fanshawe was 17-1 during the regular season. Algonquin 15-1, Eastern Conference champions. So that'll be a dandy game. And then, of course, the Humber Hawks, we just watched them. Again, 17-1, St. Clair. We know all about them. They're the host team. Had a huge crowd here earlier for their game. So they're hoping that the place will be packed again tomorrow night. There shouldn't be no reason for it not to be. And the Saints really fed off the crowd here earlier this evening in their game. So we're expecting a real hard-fought game between the Hawks and the St. Clair College Saints. That's all tomorrow, the two semifinal games here at the 2020 OCAA Women's Basketball Championships. That's our coverage for today. 4 games are in the books. I want to really give a good shout out to the We Digital production crew. Outstanding work all day long. Even yesterday we were in here in pre-production, and boy, the crew is really an all-star team as far as I'm concerned. Very proud of them, and certainly thankful to everybody working so very hard here at We Digital Productions. Also want to thank the team here at St. Clair College and the Sportsplex, led by Teddy Beal, Jay Schufelt, Christy Gatto. Excellent teamwork with them, and certainly first day here was very successful. The Saints athletic department should be very proud of what they've already accomplished hosting this tournament, and you can see why the OCAA doesn't mind sending these championships here, because the Saints do it better than anyone else around, that is for sure. So we're looking forward to tomorrow, some more great basketball games, 2 more for you, and we'll see how it all unfolds. That's it for today. That's the story here. On behalf of everybody here at We Digital Productions, this is Dominic Papa wishing you a great night. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you again tomorrow.